और गेट से everyone please stand up.
J.C. Bose University is achieving new and greater heights under his leadership and vision. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. I feel honored by introducing the chief speaker of the day, and I accept. He is the highest award winner of the world in printing technology. I can say only one thing about sir, that there cannot be a better speaker than him on Bhagavad Gita in the country. He is a Sanskrit scholar and writes different verses from Purans and Upanishads even in day-to-day life. In short, he carries the soul of Indian culture, Bharat. With this, I welcome once again all the dignitaries. I hope the session will be very useful for us and we all will feel proud of our Indian knowledge system after listening to Professor.
और इस विश्वविद्यालय के शिक्षक वर्ग और मेरे प्यारे विद्यार्थी, आज का जो विषय है वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है और महत्वपूर्ण इसलिए है क्योंकि जो आज तक हमने सुना है उस पे कई बार हम बड़े डूबियस माइंड में रहते हैं कि क्या ये ठीक है या नहीं है। मैं उन चीज़ की बात कर रहा हूँ जो आज तक हमें एज ए रिचुअल सिखाए गए हैं, तो क्या उनका कोई वैज्ञानिक आधार है। जैसे कि आपने रामायण और महाभारत जिसका प्रसारण अपने टीवी के माध्यम से भी हुआ है और आप में से काफ़ी लोगों ने उसको देखा भी होगा, उन ग्रंथों को कहीं न कहीं कुछ बार पढ़ा भी होगा, तो क्या वो सच हैं? क्या उनका कोई वैज्ञानिक आधार है? इन सब को लेकर के एक दुविधा बनी है और ये दुविधा क्यों बनी है उसका मैं आपको एक कारण बताता हूँ। आप सबको पता है हमारा देश काफी वर्षों तक गुलाम रहा, जिसमें हूण, मुगल, ब्रिटिश उन्होंने यहाँ पर राज्य किया और इसी कालखंड में हमारी संस्कृति को, हमारे ज्ञान के भंडार को एक बहुत बड़ा आघात पहुंचाया गया। आप सभी को मालूम है कि भारत एक सोने की चिड़िया कहा जाने वाला देश था, यानी कि यहाँ पर प्राकृतिक संपदा की कभी कोई कमी नहीं रही है। लेकिन इसी संपदा को देखते हुए आक्रांता यहाँ पर आए और देश को अपने मन चाहे ढंग से लूटा। लूटने की बात के साथ साथ यहाँ की संस्कृति को जो नुकसान पहुंचाया, जिसमें मोस्ट रिसेंटली आपको पता है कि हमारी शिक्षा पद्धति को सबसे बड़ा नुकसान लॉर्ड मैकाले ने पहुंचाया। तो मैं आपके सामने ज़्यादा देर नहीं रहूँगा क्योंकि जो आज माननीय राजेंद्र कुमार अनायत जी हैं, उन्होंने अपना व्यस्त समय में से ये समय निकाल करके आपको सबको ये अवगत कराने के लिए कि भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा क्या है और इसको हम अपने पाठ्यक्रम में कैसे ले सकते हैं, इसके बारे में आपको बताएंगे। तो मैं इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं आप सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं दे देता हूं और डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मीडिया टेक्नोलॉजी को बहुत बहुत उनके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और बहुत बहुत आभार। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
Probably first time in my life I am seeing such a welcome. So, I myself was not knowing. All these photos are there in internet But thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, sir. So my humble pranam to the whole dignitaries who have assembled here today. Thank you, Vice Chancellor Saab, Kamar Saab. I was telling him, probably he is the most busiest Vice Chancellor in the country. Parallelly running 3 universities. We know the difficulty of it. But still, once it is assigned, you have to do it. That is what is the job of a real karma yogi. So that is what he is doing. Salute to you, sir. And my all other colleagues, if I want to name, I can name Rajkumarji, Gloverji, each one of you. So I don't want to waste any time. Also, Dr. Taruna, thank you for mediating and bringing me here. I do not have a prescribed text with me today because the title given to me is more of the philosophy behind the Indian knowledge system. In the recent past, I have taken over as the national coordinator of the IKS under Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal. So I take care of IKS for the whole country, move around the country and talk to people, meet people. That's my main job, what I am doing now. So in the recent past, I started most of my lectures with a wonderful Vedic declaration. It is applicable to all at all time. So today also, I wish to begin my speech with that shloka, which you must be knowing also, only to bring back to your memories. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषान् विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. It is almost a 5,000-year-old Vedic declaration. The meaning of this declaration is very important. It starts with the Bhadram Karnebhi. Bhadram Karnebhi means I want to listen auspicious things. The primary requirement in Bharat for anybody, the first and foremost requirement is only to listen auspicious things. Today we are all converged here. The primary purpose is to listen some auspicious things. Bhadram karnebhi shrunuyama. Shrunu means listen in Sanskrit. Because you have one more word in English, we say hearing. So when you sit here, we can hear many other sounds. Background, you can hear the sound of the air conditioner or something else. But in hearing, what happens? It just goes above your brain and nothing will get registered. But in listening, when it happens to Shrunu, it goes to your brain also. Reading time, this is what is happening. Reading, analyzing and registering is a process. Same way, when you listen, it gets registered in the brain. That's the reason why we tell in the classroom, no, Bacho listen. Bacho listen, we don't say Bacho hear, we don't say. Because we need them to listen so that it will go to the brain. So the first requirement is Bhadram Karnebi Shruyama Devaha. Bhadram Pashyema Kshabhiryajatra. I want to see auspicious things. My second requirement. Now I can see all these energetic, beautiful, handsome students who are sitting in front of me and equally energetic and beautiful, handsome teachers. All I can see in front of me. You don't get this view. I am lucky because I can see all of you in one stretch. You can't do that. You have to see this old face with a white beard. No option you have. You have to suffer another few minutes. So my second requirement is to see all auspicious things. And my third and most important requirement is I also want to think auspicious things. I don't want to think any nonsenses. So भारत में देखिए खाली 3 रिक्वायरमेंट है हर आदमी के लिए शुरू से. वो पहला है अच्छे अच्छे चीज़ सुनना और अच्छी चीज़ देखना. सेम वे अच्छे चीज़ सोचना. Only these 3 requirements. And when Swamiji was teaching this, I am lucky to be a disciple of Swami Chinmayananda. Swamiji used to ask us and tell us, suppose you want to listen all auspicious things, always. Who is the first responsible person? First responsible person is I myself. Reason being, whatever I speak, I am going to listen first because my mouth is near to my ear. Before my sound reaches you, it will go to my ear. So I am bound to speak auspicious things. You see the indirect instruction what this sloka is giving to you. You are bound to speak auspicious things. So the moment I speak auspicious things, you will also speak me auspicious. You will be very happy. If I don't insult you, if I don't instigate you, naturally you will speak to me good things. So it is fixing the responsibility too in the sloka. So I need to do these 3 things. Sthirai, for doing this, what I want, Sthirai Randhi Stuštuvagam Satyanmudi. I need healthy limb and healthy body. If I don't have a healthy limb and healthy body, I can't do this. Now you are all sitting there listening me. Suppose you have a back pain, you have a knee pain, or some headache, or some fever. I don't think you can focus me at all because your body would be here, but your focus would be somewhere else. You cannot be here. Your mind will never be here. The dead body will be sitting in the chair, but you will not be here. So if you want yourself to be involved in everything, you need to have a healthy body. That is why we need to focus on health also. So the sloka says, Sthirai Randai Stuštuvagam Sastanoti Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayu. Deva Hitam Yadayu means whatever number of years of lifespan given to you. In Bharat we say Purushayus. It's not a masculine gender, okay? Don't misunderstand me. It's for both male and female. It's called Purushayus. We call 120 years. That is a defined life, maximum life a human can get. So we don't pray for the entire Purushayus. Whatever number of years you are going to exist in this planet Earth, you need to have a healthy limb and healthy body. Suppose morning you get up, you can't even walk, you can't even eat. What is the purpose of that life? There is no meaning. We need a healthy body, not to stab someone, not to shout at someone, not to fight with someone, but to do these 3 things. I am reminding again, what are those 3 things? I want to see auspicious things. I want to listen auspicious things. I want to think auspicious things. So Sthirai Range Stuštuvagam Sastanoti Yashema Deva Hitam Yadayu. Whatever ayu is given by God, let it be 60 years, 50 years, 90 years, 120 years, 40 years, no issue. Whatever number of years is blessed to you, we want to live in this way. This is the requirement what we want. And on those days, Vedic period, we didn't have the modern gods. In our dharma, our gods can see there is a godliness in every creature in this universe. This is what Bharatiya Dharma says, which many other people will never understand. That is why we say, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. In the sense, what is whole is whole. WHOLE, not the other one. So when you add whole into whole, whole remains as whole. When you subtract whole out of whole, whole remains as whole. So infinity cannot be arithmetically expressed. If it cannot be arithmetically expressed, it can also exist in infinite manifestations. That is why when we see a monkey, we see Hanumanji in that. When you see a dog, you feel like feeding a roti because you see that godliness in them. So godliness is a position in Bharatiya Dharma which you have to experience it. So there is no question of belief. If someone tells that I believe in God, I don't think he do not know what is Bharatiya Dharma, he or she. Reason being, no question of belief at all. We don't believe in anything. Will you say that I believe this is my father, standing near your father? No, it's not a belief. It's a conviction. I think this is my father. It's a conviction. God is also something like that. You need to experience it. If you haven't experienced it till now, continue your journey. At some point of time you will experience it. That day you tell I experienced God. Swamiji did the same thing. Questioned left and right to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He asked, where is God? What is it? How he looks? He told, I experienced him just like you. You are standing in front of me. It is just like you, Narendra. I have seen him. He didn't believe. So he had to do a sacred touch to experience him, make him understand that only 1 in a million will get such an opportunity and such a guru. That's a different case. But until and unless you experience it, don't believe it. So there is no belief in our system. So from time to time we have n number of synonyms for God, not just one alone. You see Sahasranamam, which is chanted by Bhishmacharya in Haryana itself, in our Kurukshetra, in his deathbed. Today the whole world, almost all Hindus or Bharatiya, they chant Sahasranam. It's all 1,000 names of Lord Krishna. So you can add another name in that. So here you may be people, students from any other religion. No issue. This is applicable to all of you. Wherever I say Krishna, you say Christ. If suppose you are a Christian. If you are a Muslim, call for Allah. No problem. You can add all these synonyms into this book because these are all different names and different forms of the same God. That godliness. Bringing that godliness into you is the real purpose of life. Godliness is also, in our system we say, it is more like an emotion. It's an emotion which is not so easy to understand. For example, suppose somebody is not understanding what is love, how you will make him understand? I love my wife 1 kg and children half kg and Mataji 3/4 of a kg. I can't say that. There is no measurement like that. So many emotions you cannot quantify. Many of your statistics teachers may not accept it because the first principle in statistics says that if it is not measurable, not controllable, you need to measure it. So there are few things which controls and which decides the functioning of this universe cannot be measured. You cannot measure love. You cannot measure hatredness. You cannot measure compassion. You cannot measure sympathy. Since you cannot measure, can you say that it is not existing? No, because you can experience it. Something which you can experience, and the experiencing that is different from people to people, ability to ability. It is just like understanding mathematics. The depth of mathematics maybe everyone will not understand. Doesn't mean that that is not true, because you are not qualified at present to understand that. That's the reason. So we need to bring that godliness in each one of you, and we pray for that. So on those days, with the symbols and names and forms, what they were exposed and known, they prayed in this way: Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swastina Pushan Vishwavedaha, Swastina Stakshyo Arishtanemihi, Swastino Brihaspati Dhatatu. So Swastina Indro Vridhasravaha. For Vriddhi ke liye, progress ke liye, they pray to Indra Bhagavan. Because these rains and lightning, all these were unknown to normal mankind. So they want to know what it is. They thought it is also done by a godly affair, and they created. So Swastina Indro Vridhasravaha. Swastina Pushan Vishwavedaha. Pushan means sun god. The name Pushan has come because sun is something which is giving you porshanam. Porshanam is nourishment. Just imagine another 1 week, no sun, what will happen? All of us will be dead. All the trees, plants, everything will be finished. You may have a light source like this, a D50 light source or a D65 light source, which may have a 6500 degree Kelvin light, which almost resembles a daylight, everything fine, but how long you can sit under that? You cannot sit under that. So that's the reason. So Pushan is not there, the Poshanam you will not. So we call it Swastina Pushan Vishwavedaha. Swastina Starkshya Arishtanemi. Starkshya is a mythical word. It's like Garuda. There is a reason for praying with the Garuda on those days, only because when Bhagavan Vishnu want to come with Lakshmi, the vehicle what he used was Starkshya Garuda. Otherwise, Ullu, owl, he was using owl. So we don't want him to come alone. So whenever you want to bring Lakshmi and Vishnu together at home, always pray for Starkshya. Starkshya will bring both of them. So Vishnu will do the maintenance job, Paripalan Karna. Or Lakshmi will naturally bring you the wealth, that is what you need. To bring both, that's the way they Swastina Starkshya, Arishtanemihi. Arishtanemihi means we don't want any disease at all. So at least by the time I finish, you should not have any difficulties. You should be pleasant and comfortable to listen me. You should not have any difficulties. This is what the prayer. Arishtanemihi. Corona made us, all of us, aloof at home. All of us know how that changed the behavior of children, ourselves, and over the entire world. So we don't want to have such a situation again. So Arishtanemihi. Swastino Brihaspati Dhatatu. Brihaspati is Guru ka Guru. So he is considered as the father of father, we say, no? Guru ka Guru. So we pray to Brihaspati for Dhatu dene ke. Dhatu is nothing but the fuel, not nourishment, fuel. Like petrol and diesel. Without petrol and diesel or electricity, you can't run your car. Same way, if we need to go forward, we need that fuel. That fuel is given by Brihaspati. For a student and teacher, that is what we need. We don't have that enough knowledge with us. You can't go ahead. So that is what we are praying. So to pray also, you don't need to be a God believer. You may be an atheist. You may be a theist. You may be an agnostic. No problem. All of you are welcome. But thinking process is this. Purpose of life is this. If you don't believe any of these things, pray to the nature. Oh nature, give me all this. Nothing wrong in that, because what you are is because of the nature. Because nature is also a part of God in Bharat. We have no problem. There is a space for everyone to get into. So this is the meaning of this sloka. And every Shanti mantra in Bharat ends up with 3 Shantis. You would have noticed. हर बार हम 3 बार शांति बोलता है. पहला शांति इज फॉर द एंटायर वर्ल्ड. पूरा वर्ल्ड में, दुनिया में शांति नहीं है तो शांति को मीनिंग ही नहीं. आज के दिन में देखिए मिडिल ईस्ट में इतना चल रहा है. ऑल्सो टू यूरोप, यूक्रेन इज स्टिल सफरिंग. इट्स इम्पैक्ट इज स्टिल देयर. द ट्रेड टैरिफ वार ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड, यू नो इट नाउ. Indian Sensex completely collapsed. American, their market collapsed around $11.7 trillion. Can you imagine? So the world is moving into a different place. So we don't want it to happen. So Bharat always prayed Shanti for the whole world. Shanti among the society where we live. So we need Shanti among the society also. And the third one, Shanti, I mean self, Atma Shanti. So 3 levels of Shanti we pray. To begin with, Vishwa Shanti. For the whole world, we want Shanti. Second is for the society where we live. And third is for Atma Shanti. So when you chant any Shanti mantra also next time at home or anywhere, the first Shanti, shout loudly as much as possible, because it is for the whole world. That is the sankalpa. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So this is the bhava what you need to have. So with that feeling, you just look at this sloka. Is there any better philosophy I can tell you to be a good human being? I don't think. It must have defined 5,000 years ago, but even today it is quite sensible, and it was sensible, it is sensible, and it will be sensible in the coming time. So this is what I want to tell you to begin with, to have everything good among you. And now, I just want to take you, because this is a series of lectures, it's not possible to do in one day for all the activities. Today my purpose is to give you some insight into that. That's it. I assume that you're all dynamic managers or engineers or media specialists or scientists who are willing to take up challenges in your life. Meeting challenges is not an option in life. You have not given the freedom to choose it, neither given the freedom nor given the freedom to run away from it. Challenges are freely supplied. The day you are born, your clock is on, and it ends only in the graveyard. Till then, the whole purpose of life is meeting challenges, one after the other, one after the other. If you don't want to meet any challenge, I think you need to have a dead body. That's the time. Till then, you need to keep on. So if you are alive, don't try to escape from any challenges. Okay. This is what Bharatiya philosophy says. I am speaking based on that only. So to make you understand this, one beautiful lecture was delivered by Swami Chinmayananda somewhere in 1987, which happened in Mumbai, I remember. This was basically to address the CEOs of company heads. He wanted to speak about significance of value, because everywhere we today also universal human value, we have a subject. Everywhere we hear about values. So, what is this value is a big question to understand. The value system perspective changes from place to place, countries to country, religion to religion, sect to sect, philosophy to philosophy. The concept is totally different. So, Swamiji was projecting a very interesting analogy on how these challenges are coming to every human being. Normally, every challenge comes to you like a simple situation. Okay. Situation. This situation will get into next level called a problem. And from problem, it will be converted to an issue. And from an issue to a crisis. These are the 4 levels of challenges Swamiji mentioned on those days. To make you understand it very clear, because just making a blanket statement like that, it may not work out. If Swamiji were alive today, 1993 we lost him, Surgyavas Hua, I projected a trajectory of the same thing and I added one more element into that. Situation, problem, issue, crisis, and one more word called terror. T-E-R-R-O, terror. What is a situation? I take the same example what Swamiji said on those days. Suppose on a summer day like this in Faridabad, very dusty, sometimes the dust wind comes, you know that very difficult. You feel hungry also. So you want to escape from this scorching sun. the best way is look for a small hotel nearby. So you decided, let me try some South Indian dish, maybe a masala dosa. So you got into a South Indian restaurant. After getting inside, your purpose is not to eat, that is secondary. आपका मेन पर्पस यही है, थोड़ा टाइम खर्चा करना, स्कॉचिंग सन से एस्केप होके थोड़ा आराम से बैठ के बॉडी को कूल डाउन करना, दिस इज द पर्पस. सो यू वेंट इनसाइड, sat there, took the menu card. You know very well you are going to order masala dosa, but still to spend time. थोड़ा टाइम इस पे जाएगा, थोड़ा मेनू कार्ड सब देख के लिया. देन ये सप्लायर वो स्टुअर्ड को बुला के बोला, हाँ मसाला डोसा दे दो, एक ऑर्डर दिया आपने. आफ्टर प्लेसिंग दिस ऑर्डर he just went back. In that moment we gents have a habit of just tapping the backside to see that the wallet is safe or not, either here or here. Everyone knows that you may check your bag, small handbag, and suddenly realized I missed to bring my purse and my credit card or debit card, and also my mobile also missing as of now, because all payment happens on mobile now. What to do now suddenly? It's a realization. What you can do now is, you can immediately call back that guy, that steward boy, who came to take your order. बेटे इधर आओ, अभी मुझे नहीं चाहिए, I am sorry, because I am not carrying my purse or this thing. Please cancel my order. So what happened now is nothing but you handled a simple situation. Okay, small situation created. That situation was you place an order. So the ownership of the placement of that order is yours. You are responsible for that. But you intelligently manage it. This is called handling a situation. You got it, no? So now take the next level. You place the order. Order is executed. And dosa is coming. That lip smacking dosa is coming. Suddenly you touch and realize no purse, no mobile, nothing. What to do? Still you can manage. If you have the nice tongue with you, giving tongue with you, then you can please him. बेटे सॉरी, मैंने ऑर्डर दिया लेकिन देखो नहीं लिया है, अब किसी को दूसरे को दे दो, दूसरा ऑर्डर हो गया ना मसाला डोसा को, उसको दे दो. Still you managed it. But the difference is what? When it started, it was a simple situation. Then it transformed to a problem because of you. Because you were not aware of what actually you need to know. So it became a problem, but still you managed it. Now, the third level. Dosa order is given. Dosa has come. You are hungry, of course. You took one piece and just took one bite. After the first bite, tapped back and realized no purse, no card, no money. What to do? Now it has become an issue. Complete issue, same thing, but it has become an issue. Now you are responsible. You started eating. You cannot tell him to take it back. Option नहीं है, मैनेज करना पड़ेगा. क्या करेंगे? देखा एक रिंग है, एक चेन है, ठीक, एक वॉच भी है कॉस्टली. काउंटर में जाके बोला, भाई ये यहाँ रखो, मैं पैसे देने तक ये रखो, अभी मेरे पास नहीं है, मैं पर्स नहीं लिया, मेरा ये चेन यहाँ रखो, मैं somehow मैनेज करूँगी. So you handled an issue now. Now the next level, fourth level, called the crisis. डोसा आ गया, आपने खाना शुरू किया. Then added to that, you called that guy who supplied the supplier. अरे क्या डोसा है? क्या डोसा है क्या? ऐसा है क्या डोसा बना? You did some shouting also. So that not naturally that guy was very unhappy. Already you shouted. All this is over. Then you touched back and realized no purse. इसको क्या बोलता है? क्राइसिस. अभी आप क्राइसिस में आ गया. देखो वो भी नहीं सुनेगा. वो बोलेगा उनका मैनेजर को यहाँ एंटर करने समय भी मुझे मालूम था सर ये देखने में भी पता होता है आदमी ऐसा ही होगा, कुछ भी नहीं है ऐसा है, कुछ ना कुछ बात करेगा ऐसा. But still, you went and pleaded the manager and somehow gave your watch and gold and everything and managed the situation. This is the story where Swamiji's explanation was ending on those days. I am adding one more line into that. That transition is terror. Now I will connect it with the media. This is a media department. Somewhere in 1970s, ladies and gentlemen, have you noticed the masthead of newspapers? Some issues. Kashmir situation is very bad. That was the title. Kashmir situation is bad. Then by 80s, situation word has gone. Kashmir has become a problem. Kashmir problem, Middle East problem, oil problem, all this started. And in between 80s, it became a crisis. Kashmir has become a crisis. Kashmir crisis, how to be solved, all these are. So a simple situation, any situation in life, when it just comes up like a cambium, small plant, treat it there itself. Otherwise it will become a crisis. And in 90s, the very same crisis has transformed to a terror. Kashmir has become a terror. We have witnessed in front of us. My age people would be remembering it. How a simple Kashmir situation has become a problem and issue and crisis and terror. And some great people like Modi ji or Amit Shah ji has to come to solve it now. But how much effort they had to put, how much energy they had to put. You just imagine the amount of energy, money, wealth they need to spend it. But imagine if they were addressed at the right time when it was a simple situation, it would have just solved it out. For example, suppose this book or a mobile, if I want to hold it like this, it's not so heavy, 200 to 250 grams. For first half minute, 1 minute, it is okay. Imagine if I am holding it for the next 5 minutes. What will happen? I will get a pain. If I hold it another half an hour, I will get numbness. You may have to ambute my hand because complete numbness started. But weight is same thing. Situation was this. You converted to a problem because of time. You converted it to an issue because of time. You converted it into a crisis because of time. And ambuting is terror, in my own personal language. Simple thing, because you didn't answer it at the right time. You were so lethargic to do that. This is what happened. That is why the current Indian government have to work 5 times, 10 times more than what they are supposed to, because many things to be corrected in this way, no other option. No other option. But see the energy, see the materialistic loss what we are making. So, this is the way the typical challenge changes in life. Now you would have understood what I mean to say. Look at all newspaper languages of those days. It's not just Middle East crisis alone, I am telling you. Kashmir crisis, it could be a Middle East crisis, or it could be an American crisis, it could be a Cuban crisis. All this happened in this way, from a simple situation. So now the question is, how can we get out of it? Simple, very simple. You need to know how to define a problem. We all think that we are very intelligent, we know how to define a problem. In mathematics, Thomas Abbe is a great mathematician. The first thing is nothing but how to define a problem. In your PhD research also, you does the same thing. Definition of the problem is the most important thing. Once you define it properly, half of your problem is solved. Many of us think that we are so great in doing that. But we are not so. I'll tell you a small story. Once there was a Brahmin. When I say Brahmin, it's not a caste I am telling, it's an individual who has some Brahmajnana. So he does some puja at home every Tuesdays and Thursdays. It is a tradition in his family. He has to do that puja. And he is a secretary to an office. The new MD has come. And whenever he needs to do the puja, he is not supposed to do a shave. So he has to go with an unshaven face. So first day the MD just noted, he just left it. Tuesday is over, Wednesday again he could shave and go. Thursday again he went with an unshaven face. So the MD asked him, he was waiting for him, how he is going to come. My office, it will not work out. Either you make a well-groomed beard or you shave it and come, otherwise you have no place in my office. But this poor guy wants a job, otherwise he can't run his family. He need a job, otherwise he can't. So he told, sir, ये है प्रॉब्लम, अपने परिवार में ऐसा एक सिस्टम है, मुझे पूजा करना, आप कुछ भी कर लो, इधर पूजा करके घर में बैठो, ऑफिस में आने का तो ये करना पड़ेगा. Anyway, Thursday has gone, Friday has gone, Saturday, Sunday, all gone. Monday was also all right, but Monday evening, this guy was in panic mode at home in the evening. So his wife asked him, क्या चल रहा है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है आपका? ये बोले मेरे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, ये ऑफिस का कुछ आप छोड़ दो. Anyway, he didn't shave it, but next day again he went with an unshaven face. So his MD was waiting for that. Every boss does this. If you want to punish a subordinate, no, look for a reason. So the moment he entered, noticed, how why? तो सेविंग नहीं किया, आ नहीं सकता अपना ऑफिस में. Sir, नहीं, no question, no argument. If you want to be in my office, go and shave. Or you grow your beard and do all this. Then he had no option. Anyway, that day managed. Tuesday was all right. Wednesday evening, this guy was really in panic. He doesn't know what to do, walking here and there in the room. After some time, the poor homemaker wife came, the so-called illiterate wife came and asked him, अरे पुत्रा बताओ क्या प्रॉब्लम है आपका? नहीं तुम्हें क्या मालूम, ये ऑफिस का प्रॉब्लम है, तुम्हें बोलने में क्या है? एनीवे मैं आपके साथ इतने साल से रहता हूँ, बताइए ना थोड़ा क्या इश्यू है वो बताओ. So with great persuasion, after 10 minutes he told, तुम्हें मालूम है अभी कोई MD आया है, वो बंदा ऐसा है, अभी बोला है शेविंग करने का, शेव किया तो मेरा फैमिली का पेडिग्री भी जाएगा, सारा ट्रेडिशन जाएगा, आई विल बी ब्रेकिंग दैट ट्रेडिशन, व्हाट टू डू. ये दिस सो कॉल्ड इलिटरेट होममेकर वाइफ आस्क्ड हिम वन सिंपल क्वेश्चन, अरे बता दीजिए व्हाट इज थर्सडे. व्हाट शी आस्क्ड, व्हाट इज थर्सडे. He told Thursday is Thursday. No. Define what is Thursday. Then he took the almanac, Panjang, ऐसा देखा, बोला ये 3:47 morning, the day starts and it ends in the evening 8:43. All this he told. This lady told, your problem is solved. 3:30 बजे उठो, शेव करो, sleep again. देखो आप 3:30 बजे उठ के शेव करके स्लीप अगेन, मॉर्निंग डू योर पूजा एंड गो टू योर ऑफिस. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस हियर? द guy who lost the mental balance, the so-called educator, could not define what is Thursday. What is the problem he could define. But this lady, within a fraction of a second, she asked him clearly, what is Thursday? This is what is problem definition. We also face similar situations in life, a number of occasions, where you need to know exactly how to define a problem. And when you define a problem also, you get a number of solutions. But every solution may not be sensible to you. It may not be ethical, many a time. So you have to decide what you should do. For example, 4 people were standing in our new building, that tall building, YMCA campus, JC Bose campus. One was an engineer, civil engineer, another one a mathematician, another one a physicist, and a peon. 4 लोग खड़ा था वो बिल्डिंग के नीचे. Another person went there. VC Saab just went there. VC Saab want to immediately know, or in the new campus where he is not aware of many things. He asked, what is the height of the building? Because you want to know it immediately. So ये engineer बोले सर मुझे आधा घंटा दे दो, वहाँ जाके मुझे वो drawing देखना पड़ेगा, वहाँ से मुझे पता सकता है क्या height है, सारा proportion है मेरे पास कहीं नहीं बता सकता, आधा घंटा चाहिए. Mathematician बोला मुझे भी 20 मिनट 25 मिनट चाहिए because I know where the sunrise in what angle, so I know Pythagoras theorem. I will see the measure the length of the shadow and I can tell you exactly what is the height of the building. But मेरे लिए भी आधा घंटा चाहिए. Physicist बोला मैं भी बताएंगे आपको, मैं ऊपर जाके एक known weight डालेंगे. So I'll see the time, I know the weight and I know what is the time taken and I can tell you exactly what is the height of the building. तो चौथा बंदा प्यून था, वो बोला सर जी ये लोग सब आधा घंटा ले लेगा, मैं 5 मिनट से बताऊंगा. He got surprised. हाउ 5 मिनट में? नहीं मुझे मालूम है, वहाँ वो बैठा है ना, वो बंदे को मालूम है, मैं उनको 50 रुपए दे देंगे, पूछेंगे वो मुझे बताएगा, मैं आपको बताएंगे. 4 लोगों के पास सोल्यूशन था, बट विच वन वी शुड अडॉप्ट is a big question in life. Similar solutions you will get in your life, my dear friends. You need to be sensible, judicious, truthful, and find out what is the ideal solution which you need to do. See, I learned many of these virtues through my parents, my family, my teachers, my gurus, and everything. स्वामी जी का फोटो भी है यहाँ. You must be knowing that in 1891 September 11, Swami ji did the famous Chicago speech. 134th year, 125th year we celebrated. This year would be 134th year of Chicago speech, and you must be knowing that. He was not even knowing there is a World Religious Conference like that in Chicago happening. Khetri Maharaj sponsored it. He told you go there, I'll spend the money. And those days, it almost took more than 2 months in ship to reach America. And Swamiji traveled and he reached there. Somehow he reached. And after some time, this, when, to cut the long story short, just before the Chicago speech, so famous, somebody from the organizer went and asked him, can you share your biodata? Even without looking at them, Swamiji told, that also I sacrificed. मेरे पास है, that also I sacrificed. तो ये सोचे क्या आदमी है, ऐसा पगड़ पहना है, कावी क्या बोलता है, ये सैफरन हेड गियर ड्रेस के, इसको क्या बात करेंगे. ठीक है, हम लोग इसको लंच के बाद टाइम दे देंगे. This is a real thing I am telling. Swami Vivekananda was given a time after the lunch. And these kind of meetings, they have a 7-course big lunch meal those days. Huge lunch program. After the lunch, they thought everyone will be sleeping. So let him come and speak whatever he wants. That's what they are meant. So time, you suggest some time, biodata, okay, you don't want. Even without looking at them, Swamiji said, time you decide. समय भी तुम्हारा चॉइस है. मेरे पास बायोडाटा कुछ नहीं, मैं भारत से आया हूँ. मेरा बायोडाटा खाली ये है being human. I bear a quality of being human and I look for the whole world. That's all. No other biodata. तो ये सोचा क्या क्रेजी है, इसलिए आफ्टरनून टाइम दिया. So afternoon after all the sumptuous meal, everyone came and sat. 7,000 chairs, you must be knowing that. There were 7,000 chairs in the Chicago Convention Center. Today, McCormick Place situated there in Chicago. I was there in September 11th. I was so happy in 2011, September 11th, on the same place I got this American Award. So I started with Swamiji. I told I am so blessed to be here on the same day in Chicago. It's just a coincidence. Anyway, he started his speech, famous speech, everyone knows it. My dear sisters and brothers of America. Not brothers first. Many people make that mistake, don't do that. Swamiji started with my dear sisters and brothers of America. First time in their life somebody called them sister. Because for them it has to be biological, otherwise they don't understand how can you call somebody a sister and brother. And then, immediately after that address, 7,000 people stood up on the chair and clapped for the next 7 minutes. It's not said by me, it is recorded. How it can happen? It can happen only because of the purity in that address, that originality in the address. That's the only reason. So after all these events, somebody asked Swamiji, how did you address in that way? Swamiji said, on the dais, I was remembering 4 women in my life. 4 ladies in my life, I remember. Number 1, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, Swamiji ka mother. Then second is Sharada Devi, Swami Ramakrishna's wife. Then Catherine Sanborn. There's a lady called Catherine Sanborn. She gave him accommodation after some time. And lot of declarations from Catherine Sanborn is available on records, you can read it. Huge declaration from Catherine Sanborn. She was telling when she saw him in Chicago, Chicago is so windy in September, August, September. Those who are born there, they know it. Lord, full time windy, 6 degrees, you feel like 0 or less than 0. Very difficult. He was sleeping in a wooden box in the railway station. We thought, what was this guy? Then Catherine Sanborn is telling, who would have thought that this is the gentleman who is going to teach the world what is humanity and what is the worth of it on that day. She is mentioning it later in one of her writings. And the fourth and the most important thing what he remembered was Bharatamba. 4 women in his life. They influenced it. I repeat, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, Sharada Devi, Catherine Sanborn and Bharatamba. These are